Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Today we're going to be going over some live mortgage rates, and then we're going to be talking about foreign national borrowers and foreign national loans. This week we went over I-10, and now we're going to go over foreign national. Sometimes get mixed up, so we'll go through some of the differences again here today. Give us just a minute to go live on all the different platforms. We do stream this live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and so we'll get up and running here in a second. Appreciate everybody tuning in nice and early. I see some comments already dropping there. Feel free to drop a comment there in the chat as you tune in. We appreciate it. You can also drop any questions you have in the chat as we go through the presentation here today in our deep dive topic. And with that being said, it looks like we're live on all the different platforms, so we'll go ahead and get started. We'll take the chat off the screen for now, but again, keep dropping comments there in the chat, drop any questions in the chat, and we'll make sure that we get to them. So welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a correspondent lender, and every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, we do this show where we go over our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan topic. Today's topic is going to be foreign national borrowers. So again, we did I-10 this week. Now we're going to do foreign national. So our sales manager, Jose, with 28 years of experience as both a loan officer and a realtor in the South Florida market, where there are a lot of foreign national borrowers, will do a deep dive for us into foreign national borrowers. But before that, we'll do what we do every morning, which is go over our live mortgage rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and pull up our pricing tool and see what the rates are looking like this morning.
All right, let me switch my screen and we will check it out. So yesterday we saw some good movement in our favor. So we'll see what it's looking like today. So this is our pricing tool for our team of mortgage professionals. This will show us the general rates and the APR for today. It is March 1st, just after 11 a.m. Eastern. So all of our programs are live for the morning here. And we'll set up a basic scenario and compare the APRs across the programs. If you'd like a full breakdown of all the fees that go into the APR, a full loan estimate, please get with our team members. We have over 300 licensed loan officers. So for the scenario, we'll set up a $400,000 loan amount. We'll set the LTV to 80% loan, 20% down payment. And we'll ask the computer to find the lowest rates we can offer for conforming conventional. We'll compare that to FHA, which is usually the second option most borrowers look at. And then we'll go into our expanded guidelines, also known as non-QM, where we have over 5,000 additional options beyond the standard here. We also offer VA and USDA. VA is only for eligible vets and active service members. We did some episodes last week on that. Check those out. And USDA is only for eligible properties. If you are looking in those areas, check out the episodes last week or just let us know. We can quote those, no problem. Conforming conventionals, what we'll start with, we'll do a purchase, 30-year fixed, primary occupancy, single-family home, 1 unit, state of Florida, county of Miami-Dade. And for all the demos, we use an estimated credit score of 760 and an estimated debt-to-income ratio of 40. So with these settings, let's check out what we're looking at. And again, saw some positive movement yesterday. So today we're looking at a 6.5 rate for 2.375 discount points and cost, puts the final APR at 6.788. A little lower than last week, obviously, and a little lower than yesterday. So great options here for our customers looking at conventional. Definitely glad to see some downward movement. Now, if for any reason our customers do not qualify for conventional, the next option we want to usually compare is FHA. So we'll set up the same exact scenario, and this time we'll select FHA. Everything else will stay identical, but FHA does allow more leniency on credit issues as well as a much higher debt-to-income ratio. So let's check out the FHA options today. 5.75 rate, 2.375 discount points of cost, puts the final APR at 6.687. As usual, just a touch lower than the conventional when we compare them side by side. So our customers that qualify for both, make sure to check that out. And our customers that need to use FHA for the leniency, this APR does include the upfront and yearly mortgage insurance that is required. So great options because it's actually a touch cheaper or almost identical to conventional. So definitely a great program to use as well. Now, if our customer does not qualify for either conventional or FHA, many other banks or lenders would have to deny that customer. But that's where we love to present our 5,000 additional options here under expanded guidelines, also known as non-QM. So everything else will stay the same, but when we select non-QM, we get a new option where we can change the income type. So full doc is 2 years of tax returns. That's what we use for our conventional or FHA. So if our customer doesn't qualify with 2 years of tax returns, we'll need to use an alternative. We have asset-related programs, business bank statement programs. These investor programs are just for investments. We'll show those in a minute. Personal bank statement 12-month is the most popular. We also have RSU, stated income, VOE, 1099, P&L, no income, CDFI, all kinds of options here. For the demo, we always use the 12-month personal bank statement as our most popular option, and that's for our self-employed borrowers. Many times as our self-employed borrowers, when they submit tax returns, may have various write-offs and may not qualify at all, or just need a little extra income. We can solve that problem with no tax returns at all, just their last 12 bank statements, and determine a debt-to-income ratio of 40% here in the example, using just their cash in the bank statements. So many times our self-employed borrowers will qualify for much more income using this method. And let's check out the rates here. And again, it's almost the same as before. I think it is identical to yesterday. 7% rate, 2.225 discount points and costs, puts the final APR at 7.390. And I hope these will come down a little bit as we have seen some positive momentum in our favor. So hopefully next week we'll see some non-QM products get repriced for the lower. Now, if you scroll down here, there's hundreds of variations of bank statements. Some of these at higher rates and costs may allow things like foreclosures, bankruptcies, other credit events, and some may allow different ways to calculate the income. So tons of options. Please work with our team to find which one works best. And for our final live pricing demos, we always want to do investment properties for investors. So we'll set up the same scenario here, 400,000 loan amount, 80% loan to value. And we'll ask the computer to find the lowest rates we can offer for conforming conventional for investments, and we'll compare that with our non-QM investment property options. Remember, FHA, VA, USDA, the government options do not work for investments, so we'll stick with these two here. We'll start with conforming conventional. Everything is the same. We've only changed to investment here. So let's check out the options today. And about the same as it was before. So when the rates are a little bit higher, we get this portfolio option that pops up, which is actually a little bit different than a true conventional. It doesn't actually go to Fannie or Freddie, so they're able to not have the loan level price adjustments. So this one comes in at 6.875 rate for 3.25 discount points and costs for a final APR of 7.264. And then the first true conventional is here, and that's at 7.125 rate for 3.25 discount points and costs and a final APR of 7.522 when we include the conventional loan level price adjustments there. So a good option here. Definitely recommend anybody looking at conventional. Definitely check out these portfolio options as well as our final demo here, which will be our non-QM options. So set up investment property, 80% loan, 20% down payment, and we'll select expanded guidelines. Now for investment properties, there's a couple new options. First, we need to select our income type, most popular type, and the most popular loans we do are the DSCR loans. It stands for debt service coverage ratio. That's because it doesn't require any income or employment info from our borrower. We simply use the estimated rental income to determine a DSCR value. If the estimated rents can cover the expenses, aka the property cash flows monthly, that's a ratio of 1 or higher. We even have options for ratios under 1, but for the demo, we'll put 1.5 so we can see the most common options pop up. And prepayment penalty is standard on investment properties for non-QM, so 3 years is what we use. There are options for no prepay that will limit the programs that show up and cost more. And there are some programs that allow 5 years that limits what shows up and does save some money for our borrowers that are holding those properties long term. 3 years is standard, so that's what we use for the demo so we can see the most common options. So let's check out these options here. All right, smoking 6.75 rate, 3.025 discount points, puts the final APR at 7.216, beating our portfolio option, beating our true conventional option, absolutely smoking DSCR rates. I definitely recommend all our investors check this out, and I would say 100% of investors that are presented this option will choose this option not only because it's cheaper, but even when it's more expensive, many investors choose DSCR options. So please present these options to your investors out there. And if we scroll down, there's hundreds of variations, some at higher rates and costs, may allow bankruptcies, foreclosures, other credit issues. Some may allow different ways to calculate the income. And let me segue into our topic for today. Some may allow different property or borrower types. So switch my screen here. And our topic for today is foreign nationals. Definitely a popular request for our DSCR loans, especially when a foreign national by nature is not deriving income in the US, so very difficult to prove income. So DSCR loans are absolutely perfect. We're going to use just the income from the property to qualify the property. Great options for our foreign nationals. However, when I do the live pricer, obviously not all of those programs that we show on the pricer allow foreign nationals. And sometimes there is a price adjustment. So we have Jose, our sales manager, 28 years of experience in Florida as a realtor and a loan officer. So closed a lot of foreign nationals on both sides of the fence there. And we use these programs often. So definitely a specialist here. So Jose, can you show us what these programs actually look like for our foreign nationals out there? And first, I guess, define it, because we talked about I-10s yesterday. Let's talk about the difference first. You frozen? Jose?
Uh-oh.
He was nodding like he was not frozen, but then he is frozen. He is frozen, right?
Yes, he's frozen. All right. Well, why don't you talk? He popped all the way off. Why don't you define it for now, Nick? We can go over the definition.
All right. I'll try to help him out here. So first off, yesterday we went over the I-10s. Remember, I-10s are borrowers without status in the U.S. that still make their income from the U.S. So remember, if you have a legal status, a green card or work permit or whatever it is, you can still do conventional or FHA, the stuff we talked about yesterday. If you do not have a legal status here, there are the I-10 options, and we'll use the income that you derive in the United States. Now, if you do not have status here and you do not live here and you do not derive your income from here, then you are a true foreign national. So our true foreign nationals live outside the U.S., derive all their income from outside the U.S., and do not have a valid work permit or any sort of thing in the U.S. So they're a true foreign national. Remember, the I-10s live and work in the U.S. Foreign national does not live in the U.S., does not work in the U.S. So there, I tried to do the definitions for you there first, Jose. So if you're
All
ready,
right.
you can get right into it.
We like to, sorry about that, had a little technical difficulty here. We like to follow up always our I-10 show with the foreign national show because, like Nick was saying, there are similarities between the two, but they're actually very different, as we discussed yesterday, right? I-10 derives their income from the U.S. Foreign national does not derive their income from the U.S. I-10 resides permanently in the U.S. Foreign national does not reside permanently in the U.S. With that being said, the foreign national loan is probably one of the easiest loan that can be originated if you just know the basic steps that you need, right? They do not require, at least for most of the guidelines, they do not require U.S.-based credit. However, if U.S.-based credit is available, if they do have U.S.-based credit, then they're going to have to meet the minimum credit requirements of the loan. Most of them do require a minimum 680 credit score when a credit score is reflected on that borrower. Now, there are second home option for a foreign national and investment property options. They're full doc and DSCR. Full doc can be either self-employed or a salaried employee. What I will state is that full doc for a foreign national is very simple. If they're self-employed, letter from a tax preparer / accountant / CPA from their country where they permanently reside or where they're working, right, where the employment or income is derived. If they're an employee of a company, it's going to be a letter. There's a form letter for that, basically restating what their income is. No need for tax returns. for foreign national full doc borrowers. Now, guidelines will say verification of employment letter or tax returns. Usually will not say you need tax returns. So that's one of the components that makes this loan so easy. No US based credit and no tax returns required for your full doc borrowers. And for the options for most of the options that I'm sharing with you today, it's also a simplified document option, as in you don't even need credit references. And for the DSCR option, you don't need a CPA. I say CPA, that phrase is used interchangeably for tax preparer, accountant, or CPA. For the DSCR option, we don't even need a CPA letter verifying where they live or their housing expense or anything like that. So it's a nice, simple loan. What you do have to note is that any documentation presented, if not in English, has to be translated to English by a certified translator. So let me share the options I have with you today for our purchase and cash out refis. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you all. Okay, so our first option here is full doc, second home, 25% down payment, which is the minimum down payment for our foreign national loans. And we have some very good options here at a 75% LTV with 25% down. That's 9.125 is our lowest cost option, 8.5% lowest rate option. And like I like to state in all of these shows, if the seller is paying any seller credit to the buyer's closing cost, then you could apply that seller credit to the loan discount, and then you could buy the rate down even more, because then any seller paid points would not be counted towards your compliance test to pass the points and fees test. So our second example here is full doc investment. Same scenario, 25% down, but in this case, we are also using investment income. It's an investment property, and we're looking at 9.375 as our lowest cost option. So it's a quarter of a percent increase in the rate for going investment as opposed to second home, and you can buy that down to 8.5%. And then we have, like Nick was mentioning, our DSCR option for the foreign national. Now look at the rates here as well. You'll note they love DSCR for the foreign national because it's actually basing the income on the rental income of the property rather than just a letter, right? So in essence, there's actually more verification of the income for the loan on the DSCR option than there is on the actual full doc option. So here you're looking at 8.75 actually with a little bit of a lender credit, and you can buy that down all the way to 7.75%. This is also assuming a 1.0 DSCR. We do have options for less than 1.0 DSCR for foreign nationals as well. And now for some refi options. So here we have maximum LTV on the refi for the foreign nationals is 70%. And in this case here, we have our lowest cost option, 9.375, and our lowest rate option, 8.5%, for our full doc investment cash out refi at a 70% LTV. And now for our DSCR option, this is again for investment properties only, 70% max LTV on this option, which is amazing considering this is a foreign national loan. And our lowest rate option is 9.125. Now look at that, right? I think that looks a little bit better than the full doc. Yeah, look at that, by a quarter of a percent. 9.125 is our lowest cost option, and you can buy that down to 8%. Wow. And now a second home full doc cash out refi, also 70% LTV, and pretty good rate there. 9.125 is our lowest cost option, and 8.5% lowest rate option. And then our last example here, this is a Florida only product, right? Now, this is available for purchases as well at a 75% LTV. Here I'm showing you this option for a refi. Now, their max LTV is 65%. This is a 7-1 ARM, which means the rate is fixed for 7 years. And then after 7 years, it becomes a 1-year adjustable rate mortgage. Now, this product is for Florida only. It is full doc, and it is for second home or investment. They don't differentiate here if it's second home or investment on the rate. But look at the rate now. You're looking at 8.125, and this is with a buy down loan discount of 0.75. Now, very good option here. Now, this is a borrower paid option, I would state. So, borrower in this scenario will pay 2 points in borrower paid fee plus the 3/4 of a point here in loan discount. And there is an option here if you want to decrease the borrower paid fee a little bit, you can increase the rate a little bit. We make a little bit more money on the rate, and we charge less to the borrower. So this option is very good cost structure wise, but it is again full doc only, and it is a 7-year fix, which then does convert to an adjustable rate mortgage. However, I will state that most foreign national borrowers do not have long-term plans on the loan. What I mean by that is most foreign national borrowers' objective is to pay that loan off on an accelerated manner. So this could be an option that would fit into their objective of only needing financing for 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 years. There is a 3-year fixed option, a 5-year fixed option, and as you see here, the 7-year fixed option. So looking forward to helping you all structure your foreign national loans. Look to the mortgage calculator for all your foreign national loans, as well as any other outside the box solutions that you require.
Okay, I do not see any questions. Let me see here. Just look. No questions here. I think one of the biggest things is the difference, right, between a foreign national and an I-10 and other borrowers. So we just got to keep in mind they don't live here, they don't work here, their income doesn't come from here. They are true foreign national. So thank you for the presentation, Jose. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember, we do this 11 a.m. Eastern time every weekday where we go through our live rates and then do a deep dive into a different topic. So we'll be back next week with a new topic. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern for the next episode of Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.